Hello the amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to our brand new exciting Doctor Who topic video for today. So for this video, it is the start of my new series. And of course, this series is basically on my 60 favourite Doctor Who episodes / stories out of all of Who. Out of all of Doctor Who, this is the top 60 stories I absolutely flipping love. And this is going to be a 6-part series. So starting from this week, we're going to have 60 to 50. Next week, 50 to 40. The week after that, so on week 3, it'd be basically 40 to 30. Week 4 will basically be 30 to 20. Then, of course, the following week will be 20 to 10. And then, of course, the week after that, on week 6, it will be the 10 to number 1. So this is basically my top 60 episodes from all of Doctor Who, from classic and modern Who combined into one. And when I was in the middle of writing this list, some episodes didn't make the cut. I'm sorry, but I did quite enjoy some of the episodes from Modern Who. Not all of them, but there are some episodes I physically do enjoy. So basically, we are literally diving into the top 60 of Doctor Who Part 1. And that's, of course, from 60 to 50. So are you sitting comfortably? And let's dive into it, shall we? And in 60th place, we have Village of the Angels from Doctor Who Flux, aka season 13, or as I would like to call this, season 39. So Doctor Who Flux, what can I say about it? It is something I do go back to watch time to time. There's only 2 Whittaker series I do rewatch quite a bit, which is basically season 38, aka series 12, and season 39, aka series 13. So, Village of the Angels, I absolutely love this story. It's not my favourite Whittaker episode. That is a little bit higher up. But I do like Village of the Angels. It is a great type of horror type story. I love the fact how the village gets separated into 2. So, you got one set in the night, like in night, and then you got daylight time. And I love how it's set in different time periods. And of course, I love basically the whole division sort of thing going after the Doctor in Flux. But the Weeping Angels, they are absolutely done so great. There's a Weeping Angel living in the side of Claire's mind. And it gives you a good reference back to when an angel was inside Amy Pond's brain. So basically it was inside, there's a living Weeping Angel in her mind. And of course it was counting down to Amy's death, where basically this Weeping Angel was actually using Claire to hide itself in, so that way it can try and escape from the other Weeping Angels. But at the end of the episode, it just cuts to that fantastic shot with the 13th Doctor being recalled to the Vision and being transformed into a Weeping Angel. I absolutely love it. I really do. It's got that build-up. I love that build-up. But the fact the build-up doesn't really lead to nothing. Basically, in the next episode, like a couple of scenes, like one scene after we see it in Flux, she becomes back to her normal 13th Doctor self, not a Weeping Angel Doctor. So yeah, I do enjoy Village of the Angels. In 59th place, we have War of the Santarans, the second episode of Flux. And I absolutely love it. Now, the Santarans were turned into a little bit of a joke in the Moffat era. And in this one, they are back to their routine military ways, which is something I actually quite enjoy. And of course, having Mary Seacole in the story as well. And of course, Englishmen and not Russians, having Santarans basically go back in time and change Russia into Salta. Ha! I actually do like the Santarans in this episode. The actual commander is absolutely brilliant. I can't remember the commander's name, but I love the callbacks to Commander Lynx from the Time Warrior back in 1973, 1974. I really love the fact they kind of give that one another reference backwards, and I actually quite enjoy the episode. It's actually quite good. Then, of course, in 58th, we have Rose, aka Series 1 or Season 27, Episode 1. I actually do quite enjoy this episode. So when I did my Doctor Who villains that I've returned from Classic Who into Modern Who, I forgot about this one. I feel so bad. I actually forgot this one. So many Doctor Who villains from Classic Who has returned. And this is the very first time the Autons did return into Doctor Who. And Christopher Eccleston gives us such a great performance as the 9th Doctor. Same with Billie Piper as Rose Tyler. I'm the Doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life. I absolutely love this episode. It's brilliant. The guest cast is brilliant. I really love Rose's mom. I love the fact Mickey's in this one, so it's a great introduction. Mickey the Idiot, or Mickey the Auton, or Mickey that gets eaten by the burpee wheelie bin. Yeah, I actually do quite enjoy this episode. It is brilliant. Honestly, flat out amazing. It's a good episode. I did quite enjoy it. It's brilliant. In 57th place, we have Wild Blue Yonder, the second special from the 60th anniversary. And I actually have grown to enjoy this one. Now, out of the 60th anniversary specials, I do love Wild Blue Yonder. It's my second favourite out of them, but my number one, basically, which is The Giggle, is much higher up in this list. But I actually do quite enjoy Wild Blue Yonder, even though it messes up with the gravity situation with Sir Isaac Newton, where the Fourth Doctor was there to drop the apple on his head that we hear in the events in the Pirate Planet. So they kind of retconned it a little bit, but I do quite enjoy David Tennant with Donna. I love the shape-shifting copy alien creatures. Oh, my jaw's too long. Yeah. Or my arm's too long. Or my leg's too long. How many legs is it? 2 or 3? It's 2. You know, I do quite enjoy that episode. I love that the fact we see that the Flux has done more damage to the Doctor that we have ever thought. The way the Doctor has that meltdown, and when you see him literally having that big bash against the wall, the 14th Doctor, absolutely brilliant. David Tennant plays the 14th Doctor so much better than he does with the 10th Doctor. I have to be honest with you, I do prefer 14 over 10. I know some people say that is sacrilege. How can I say that? I just feel more of a connection to 14 because I actually do like David Tennant acting as the 14th Doctor, where the 10th Doctor kind of does my head in a little bits, which I have stated with the whole romantic stuff. So I do prefer David Tennant as the 14th Doctor. So yeah, but Wild Blue Yonder is brilliant. It's a fantastic. I love the fact when you have that shot with the 14th Doctor saying, "If a time machine will know it's going to end, it surely will come." And then of course you got the song Wild Blue Yonder playing, and of course the TIE dematerializes, and of course the whole spaceship destroys with the shape-shifting aliens aboard it. I absolutely love Wild Blue Yonder. It's a great episode. Honestly, I absolutely love it. In, of course, 56th place, we have The Church on Ruby Road, the first episode for Ncuti Gatwa. And I actually did quite enjoy this episode. I love the time traveling goblins. Sorry, not time traveling goblins. I mean, as the Doctor said. I actually did quite enjoy this episode. I do love the fact we have the build up at the beginning, which says, like with the Doctor coming out of the TARDIS during in the events, which we do know that is the fact he's going to save baby Ruby from being eaten by goblins after he travels back in time. I actually quite enjoy this plot. I do love Millie Gibson. Millie Gibson is one of my favourite modern companions. I have to say that after one season, she's made it into my top 10 favourite modern Doctor Who companions. I do like Millie. I really do like Ruby. She's absolutely brilliant and amazing as a companion. So this is a great introduction to Ruby. I love when the Doctor does that kind of thing like the 8th Doctor did in the TV movie to Gareth, and the fact he does it with the policeman. Oh, she's going to say yes. What? Yeah, she's going to say yes. I mean, the fact that you've gone and got her a ring before the sale, you know, it proves how much you love her. So I really love how the 15th Doctor does a little bit of the 8th Doctor in it, and that's one thing I have to say about it. I love the goblins as well. The goblins are quite funny. I love the goblin song. I love when the 15th Doctor sings to it, where they go, "Oh, the Goblin King. Yes, the Goblin King. It's good to meet you. You're a great big thing. I can see that you're having a fun day. Meet my friend. She's Ruby Sunday." I really love how Ncuti Gatwa sings that song. And Murray Gold's, the soundtrack from Murray Gold at the back, like, for the background of it, where it's the singing. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I do love The Church on Ruby Road. Some people don't. I actually have to be honest with you. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. 55, Resolution. Now, Resolution, it is the first time we see the Daleks return since basically The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar. Considering that the Daleks did have quite a few cameos in the rest of series season 35, aka series 9, and of course the cameo in the pilot. And of course, basically, Rusty made a cameo in Twice Upon a Time. So this is the first time we see a Dalek return. And it's done in quite a unique. It's done in a quite unique way of it as well. With a Dalek being sent back in time. Well, a Dalek coming from Skaro, one of the Reconnaissance Daleks, being chopped up by humans after they destroyed the casing, spread across the galaxy, well, spread across the planet, and of course get brought back to life by using ultraviolet light. And when you see the Dalek mutant take over Lynn's body, it's actually quite interesting because it's something we haven't seen in Doctor Who before. And the fact it builds its new casing out of junkyard and leading to the Doctor say, "What's this, junkyard cheek?" I actually do quite enjoy this episode, and of course shows you how more menacing one Dalek can be. Now you're probably scratching your head, but we did see how much damage one Dalek can do because with Dalek because of Eccleston. True, but that Dalek basically did not have missiles inside its casing, so the fact we got the whole army basically being blown up by Daleks. It's absolutely brilliant. I did quite enjoy it. It's brilliant. 54 place we have Flatline from season 34, aka series 8. I actually quite enjoy Flatline. Some people don't, some people do. I absolutely love it. I don't know what it is, but I love the 2DS machine. And of course, I love the Boneless, because that's what they're nicknamed. The Doctor didn't know what to call them, so he calls them the Boneless, after being stuck inside the TARDIS for the majority of the episode because of the Boneless basically draining the dimensions from the TARDIS. I actually quite enjoy this episode. It's really great, and I love the horror sort of vibes in it, where you kind of got Clara with Rigsy and the rest of the punishment people, and they're kind of just running away, and of course basically the bonuses there coming after them. You see the way you see them kind of creeping behind them, trying to learn and walk. It's brilliant. I do love it. I absolutely do. In 53rd place we have another Whittaker episode, and it is of course Spyfall. I absolutely do enjoy this episode. So spies are dying all through missions because of the Constavin. And working with the Constavin is of course O in under disguise is actually of course the Master, which we do later on find out in part 1. And in part 2 we find out more of the Master's plan. I love the fact this story brings back the Master's tissue manipulator that we see in Classic Who. I love the fact when the Doctor and the Master are talking up top of the Eiffel Tower, and you got callbacks like when the Master goes, did I even apologise for making you fall off that telescope? No. Good. And I also love the fantastic references to the Deadly Assassin and some other great episodes between the Doctor and the Master. Absolutely brilliant. I love callbacks. When characters do callbacks into events from in the past of Doctor Who, I always love it when the Doctor does callbacks to a past adventure. But the fact you kind of got the Doctor and the Master bouncing off each other and basically having that the callbacks is brilliant. I absolutely love it. And Daniel Barsons is quite a good villain. I hope he had his comments. I know the Master did after the Doctor kind of tricked the Constavin by listening to the Master's recording. So yeah, I did actually quite enjoy Spyfall. Then of course in 52nd place we have the pilot from season 36, aka series 10. I actually do quite enjoy the pilot. It's a great introduction to a new companion. I do like Bill. She is another one of my favourite companions from the modern era. I actually do quite enjoy Bill. She is actually quite funny. Nardole is quite funny as well. I love the fact this is a great entry for a new season of Doctor Who. Now, this feels much like a breath of fresh air. It feels, this is where people are like, oh, we're going to jump into Doctor Who, and let's start off with the pilot. It does feel like a great jumping on point. I love Heather, basically, with the whole eye thing, and of course she gets pulled into the actual puddle, and of course that the puddle takes over her and basically says pilot engaged, like trying to find the pilot. So yeah, I did actually quite enjoy this episode. I love the fact we have a Dalek cameo. I love the fact we have the return of the Movellans since season 17. So it's only like for a little glimpse of a cameo because they are fighting against the Daleks in the story. So it's kind of nice to have kind of gone back to the Dalek and Movellan war. Would have loved if they had the return of the classic Dalek casings from 70s Who. It would have given you more of that great vibe. But the fact they used a modern Dalek casing not really bugs me that. It bugs me a little, just a little. I would have loved to see the return of a Dalek casing from either Genesis of the Daleks or Death to the Daleks or Resurrection of the Daleks. You know, I would love to see the return of a classic Dalek casing against the war against the Movellans, not a modern Dalek casing. That's the one thing I have to say. But the rest of the episode is quite good. I did actually quite enjoy it. In 51st place, so we have a two-parter. So yeah, I do class a two-parter as one whole story, and it is The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon from season 32, aka series 6. And this is basically a great episode. I absolutely love it. I love the silence. I love the mystery between the Doctor's death. The fact basically they are literally going around through time and space, trying to work out what the silence are doing in Day of the Moon, and basically Amy ends up getting kidnapped, and of course the Doctor's to go and rescue Amy, which is absolutely quite a good episode. I also love the prison scene as well. You're building me the perfect prison. No one can get in, no one can get in, no one can get out. Excellent. And of course the Doctor jumps on the TARDIS and he's saying, hey, like that with the suspenders. He literally, it's actually quite brilliant. I love Dalton character. He goes, "Is the body bags necessary? These really could do with air holes. We never had any complaints before. Of course not. They're body bags." I love it. I just love the episode and the fact they literally trying to work out what the silence are doing. River's that fantastic shot of River jumping off the building and the tires materializing right underneath her, and it goes, "Don't worry, she did that a lot. Amy, Roy, open all the doors to the swimming pools." Wee. Yeah, I love the episode. I really do love it. I love the fact how the Doctor tweaks with Apollo 11. Really great episode. I absolutely love it. I honestly do. And then, of course, in 50th place, and the last time for this video, before next week when we're getting from basically 49 to 40, so, or should I say 50, so I'm literally going to include 50 in this one. So in 50th place we have A Christmas Carol, Matt Smith's first ever Christmas episode for Doctor Who, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that it's literally took a little bit of a twist from A Christmas Carol. I love the fact we have the past, present, and of course the Doctor showing Kazran his future and seeing who he becomes, leading to Kazran nearly beating up his younger self. And of course, basically, he's realised what he's doing. He's turned into his father, and he basically starts crying. And of course, the Doctor's changed him too much to do something about it with the machine that controls the cloud layer. So yeah, I actually did quite enjoy this episode. It's just brilliant and amazing and fantastic. So that is basically 60 to 50 of the video. So what are your favourite episodes in this list so far? Check out next week where I'll talk about from 49 to 40. And let me know in the comments what do you think. And thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.